Okay, welcome back. We are here. It's Thursday. We are working on our boss. And yesterday we made a lot of good progress. You know, we've gotten to the point now where the boss is working properly. We are properly communicating, you know, all the different phases. We've got the new AI working. So in theory, that should be able to work with any of the bosses. So it should make it a lot easier to make more complicated enemies in the future, which is really good. And so now we're sort of like, there's one last thing, which is we don't have a ending sequence, which is a little bit annoying. So we should probably add that in, and then yeah, I think we're good to start like working on like just, you know, making the first area look good, you know. And there's some technical things like these mod chips. I think they need to be taken away from the player to start with, and then, you know, distributed around, stuff like that. You know, we've got some work to do, but we're getting close to like sort of a pre-alpha, an alpha demo. NA Games, welcome to the stream. How's it going? We're sort of getting there. But yeah, so the boss, facility, no, it's called security. Security drone. Bedtime. Well, sleep well, dude. Hope you had a good day. We're doing alright. I was having technical issues before getting on stream, but we made it through. Managed to get the camera working. And now, let's see how this goes. Make sure it's all working the same way it did before. Oh, look at that. That's a lot of printouts. Wait, how do we fix that? In the game state. No, it's not. It's in the player. I was get parent, because you'll see here. Save that. That'll stop. It's null to begin with, which is what I was testing. Anyway. So, Rally Octopus, welcome. Oh, see. This should be pretty much good to go. I don't think there's any issues. It's probably a little bit too easy. Like, at least for me, but I know the fight. I've had people play this fight in real life, and like most people can get it at least in the either in the first go or like in the second go. Because it's like really straightforward. Like, it comes at you quickly, but once you know the pattern, I really need to make them come out of separate spaces. New graphic animation? Oh yeah, I added the barrier. I did that yesterday. So yeah, you can so when you defeat it, nothing happens. That's what we're working on today. So I think there should be something happening, and how we do that. Question. Is that something within the encounter, or is it something that you do within the boss itself? Because we probably need to have a state, because we need to play an animation, right? Metal Slug tank vibes? Yeah. That's a good point, actually. I should, like, look at Metal Slug. Maybe I can draw some inspiration from that. I was never very good at Metal Slug. It comes at me just a little bit too quickly. So, like, I would imagine you have a state. Right. And it would be like, oh, actually, well, don't do that. Don't build that here. And you, like, you're calling it something like defeated. And it really just needs to play an animation and stuff. Like, really, it's not a lot of, not a lot. Probably need to turn off its So I'd say there's two things. I would hope that they get in the first try in real life, otherwise they'd be dead. Even Stevens, welcome, welcome. Yeah. It's definitely like the easiest one. In fact, I think two of the bosses I've made are really easy. One of them's like really hard. So I need to probably it's a skill that I need to build to design these things in a better way. But yeah, what am I doing? Defeated, it's fine. But where are they saved? States. I need a device that brushes my teeth for me. I don't know what to say about that. I don't mind brushing my teeth. I kind of like it. It's nice feeling when they're clean. But I get what you're saying. I have like an entire nighttime routine and it like kind of pisses me off. Because I have sinus issues. I have to go through a whole thing. Extend state, class name. No, this will extend motion, right? Enemy motion? What do these do? Ground enemy motion, alright. What do we call this? Drone defeated, drone boss defeated. Does it need to have a state name? Not only for the laziness, but also for the efficiency of cleaning. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, something that you always worry about, isn't it? Gotta brush for 2 minutes. Like, I don't know, what do they say? It's like 10 seconds for each tooth or some crazy shit. Do you use animated Sprite 2D or Sprite 2D for animations? I use Sprite 2D. Yeah, I always prefer that. It just gives you more flexibility. Like, I've actually got, for my player, I've got like, every single body part is a sprite. So like, if I turn this off for a second, you can see like the body, only the thing that's not separate is legs. So the body and the legs are one, and then you've got your left arm, you've got your right arm, and then you've got your head. Because the left and right arm can be swapped for a gun. I tend to brush my teeth for 3+ minutes. That is a lot. Probably good though. You won't lose them. So yeah, that way you can do things like, well, I don't know why you'd ever really need to get rid of the head, but it's separate. You can animate them separately. So for the jump is probably a good example, or fall, like the head is looking down, but the body has got like separate animations. So in theory, I could have one where he's looking up if I wanted to, and not have to change the rest of the animations. My teeth will be bad when I'm 40. I'm starting to worry about mine, to be honest, because I'm getting to that age. I need to go see a dentist. So yeah, it gives you a lot more flexibility, in my opinion, to use Sprite 2D, but there's more work involved in setting it up. So if you've got like a really simple thing, a simple object, then nothing wrong with using Sprite, animated Sprite. It's appropriate when, whoop. I grind them when I'm sleeping. Ooh. Yeah, that's not good. You gotta get a mouth guard. Okay, so what happens when you get defeated? Not the barrier, but we need like, you have a mouth guard? Nice. That's what you need. We need a Sprite. Don't use it anymore, fair enough. So what if we add a new layer here? And I can't tell you how many jitters animated sprite causes with the animation player, because you need to reference the existing animation. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, it can be a bit snappy sometimes if you don't set it up. I think I know what you mean. Okay, so how do we draw an explosion? Should I just take one from the internet? Probably is the easiest thing to do right now. Rather than trying to draw it myself. Because that would take literally ages. So it's not worth it for this like stage of the game. I reckon. What's the license on this? Sorry. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm looking at. Buy now. Good lord. It's a stand-in. I don't want to spend money. Doesn't say. You gotta be careful with this kind of stuff because if you forget to remove it, then obviously, and it doesn't have the right license, you can get into trouble. Yeah, I can't really understand. But I think I will have to remove this. It's not gonna like look that good. Resources. I'll create a folder for like external resources, but I know that I didn't get them from where. Yeah, it's like a 12 thing. Okay, so what I can do is I can just bring that in, right? Like, which one do we like? Okay. I think explosion 1 then. Yeah, that works. Yeah. We'll just bring that in as like a stand-in for this so that we don't have to spend the next 2 hours animating it. Check out Pixel Composer. Oh yeah, people keep telling me to use that. It's got like procedural stuff in it, right? And you can do like very cool things with it. Node base, yeah, it's like more material style. Very cool. Yeah, I should probably learn how to use something like this. Dude, you can make it 3D. What the hell? Yeah. Worth. 15 bucks, what a steal. NUSD. If you can learn A-Sprite, I mean, I know the basics of A-Sprite. But yeah, that's sick actually, because that would save a lot of time when it comes to like things like explosions. Oh no, new folder, external explosions. Okay, so defeated. We'll have to have a new sprite here. Add sprite, explosion. What's a sprite? Explosion. and I guess I'm just gonna be, oh, you know what? It's probably easier. This is a good example of where, because of the way this sprite is done, actually an animated sprite is going to be better here. Animated sprite 2D, because we need to add each individual sprite frame. I forget how this works. Where's external? There it is. Whoa, it's really big. Imagine. Yeah. So we got to scale that down, but you know, you get the idea. Let's just make it like 0.2. That's more appropriate. Really should be like a few of these, so that they're not like just directly on it. And to be honest, the speed is kind of slow. Why so big? I guess it's just like the sprite size that they used. I don't know. It actually is pretty basic, so it could be like a smaller pixel density, to be honest. Like whoever made this, I think it's a really good animation, but yeah, it is very big. Like what are we talking? I cannot read. Canvas size is 512 by 512. Yeah, that does seem excessive. Yeah, I don't think you would lose much pixel detail if you just like made this 64 by 64. Yeah, I reckon you'd be alright. Either way, we just scale it down. If you change the time of any given frame in the animation player, it glitches and up the animation sprite 2D. Animated sprite 2D animation, so you need to apply duplicate frames. Ooh. Okay, so that's fine. I actually want to make this like 0.1, have like multiple, I reckon. And like offset the way they start. So like, let's create a new node here. And then like just duplicate these and put them in a bunch of different places, you know, all along this. Right, and then we can sort of start them. And then 9 pixels per pixel. Yikes. Yeah. The big one. Okay. But then we just have to start them. Is there a way to do that in the animation player? And they also start as like little balls. Okay. So they'll also have to be invisible for the animation, but we'll combine this, right? So let's just start them all off as invisible. Animation player. This is going to be annoying. Every time I click one, it wants to do something else. You love Godot? Me too. Welcome to the stream, Red Fool's Game Dev. It is my favorite engine. See that. Create. So annoying. Got two bottom thingos competing with each other. Okay. Now we can actually. So, do I have any games released? I have a lot of small games. I'm not very good at making games, I'll be honest with you. I should have like, I guess this is YouTube, so you can't really have like, you know, exclamation mark games or something like that. I don't have any skills. Self-made explosion. But yeah, I have a few, but I've mostly done like demos and templates. So that's like the big thing that I've spent doing. You know, we've got the first person templates and the third person templates and stuff like that. I spent way too long on those, probably. Bunch of small ones. Currently working on a big RPG. Dude, that's awesome. You have time to create my own explosions? Yeah, I kinda. I'll find time, or I'll pay someone at some point. It's not high on the priority list at the moment, if that makes sense. It's like, yeah, I need to add art, but like not right now. Talking about assets, yeah. So I stole some explosions. I didn't steal. That's actually, I'm being silly. I downloaded some from itch.io. And just to get the idea, because obviously this is still placeholdery. Like it's a little bit more animated than some of the other enemies that I have in the game, but it's still not like a final animation, right? Kenny assets are awesome. I like Kenny. I use Kenny for all of my templates most of the time. Oh, so I really just need to, I don't actually need to animate these frame by frame. I just need to make them play. How do I do that? Is it something I'm going to need to do in code? Is there like a thing to do it over here? Stream is now flagged with I stole some explosives. Yeah, I'm on a list now. 100%. I teach game dev courses for the Godot. I always recommend. Same, dude. I haven't seen you. Nice. I just subscribed. The old Godot tutorial channel. I have been doing that as well. Although, to be honest, I'm kind of like shifting away from that because it's not, it's hard to get traction. Well, it was the only way that I was able to, you know what I mean? Like, so I think it's a lot easier to build an audience doing like educational content because it's something that people are going to be searching for. If you're doing like if you're making a game and you're trying to get people to watch your devlog, that's way harder. You have to be way more entertaining. You know what I mean? And so like, I'm trying to shift away from tutorial content and it's very hard. But I still want to do both, you know, like one foot in the door, one foot out. Because at least in my experience, people who watch game dev tutorial content aren't the same people who play your game. So like, if the purpose is to make a game and get people to play it, then tutorial content might not be the way to do that. But hey, what do I know? So, insert empty. Teaching always makes you better as developers, but yeah, the dream is to make full-time games eventually, to make educational games. Yeah, educational games. That's cool, dude. Yeah, I think I personally really like teaching. It's something that I get enjoyment out of, but every so often I'm like, wait, I wanted to make games. Plus, also like as someone who is self-taught, I also feel like I do need to have some like actual credibility by actually making games. You know what I mean? Like how can I be, you know, someone that says I'll show you how to make a game when I've never actually made a game, like a commercial game, I mean. So like, you know, there's certain things that I feel like I need to do in order for me to actually be able to be someone that says like, yeah, I can show you how to make a game. Yeah. Otherwise, you just end up, I mean, I was gonna say, yeah, otherwise you just end up like Thomas Brush, but like he actually makes games. He's like legit, but you know, I don't want to ever like be seen as, what's the word for it? I don't think he's grifting. It's like, you know, it's very salesy. I don't want to be that. I want to be real. I want to be a real boy. Okay, I don't know how to start these. I guess I do it with script. Can you key play? Pause, stop animation. Software development as a whole is pretty awesome. Game dev is very interesting because it's all about storytelling with experience for the player. Yeah, exactly. It's like it combines everything. Play, animation. I actually think these should be even faster. Can't believe you haven't played more Blueprints. My bad. You know what I've been playing? I've been playing The Legend of... I've been playing Ocarina of Time. Because I've never finished it. And I was like, damn. What kind of game? I'm making a Metroidvania. So right now we're working on the first boss. Like, you know, tutorial boss. But we've got a few more bosses in the game. And we sort of... The way that I did it was like sort of build up the basics first. So like obviously focusing on combat, focusing on creating boss encounters. So I made a bunch of boss encounters and then it was like, okay, I need to make like the rest of the game. If it's going to be a Metroidvania, there needs to be like a bunch of systems in place. So you've got like, you know, items, tools, things that you can use, things that you can find, like health pickups and stuff like that. Made all of that, made the mini map, and then we came back around to like level design and stuff like that. And now we're back on the bosses. Sort of did like a pixel scheme, the pixel art, pixelated style and the color scheme. Thank you. Where is the game? Run it. I'm not much of an artist, but I have like, it's in this style because it's all I'm capable of. You know what I mean? And we're discussing within the community the 3D and whether or not to keep it. Some people like it, some people don't, and I'm sort of on the fence myself because I know that there's going to be technical challenges with it. I think it's cool, but yeah. So yeah, you know, you can buy from the shop, or you can use your items. Damn, do you start with a power up? Maybe I've already picked one up. And you have a map and objectives, and that is really stretched. Speaking of gaming, I just finished Subnautica 2 earlier. You finished Subnautica 2? Do I have a Steam page? Not yet. It's too early. You finished Subnautica 2 already? Graphics are so good, but the game is maybe only 40% done? Dude, that's crazy. I thought there'd be more to it, but maybe you're like more experienced with it. Like I feel like it would take me ages. Oh, cop that. So I was struggling yesterday with this section here. I've found a bug with my room transitions that I still need to work on. I need to tighten up the what's it called? Like the actual loading and unloading of the scenes. So like if you come here and first of all, it's not 100% with the room transitions, but if you do it quickly enough, you can create a duplicate room bug, which is really annoying. So if you look at the structure and you guys like, now, I don't know how to make it. You sort of just have to jump here for a bit and eventually it'll happen. And I've been struggling with this issue for a while within the game, and it's sort of mostly fixed. It was really bad to begin with. It was like, I can't make it happen. It was originally like what would happen is if in the new room, the position of another door was exactly where you were, then it would get triggered as well. So I had to put like a time delay on it because you got to move the player position. The player never gets deleted. So the player is still in the scene or like somewhere around it. 30 euro. Can't recommend investing 30 euro. Yeah, I mean, it's not, I don't really like survival games, so like, it's not really for me. Turned out two area 2D signaling the creation of the room twice. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, mine's more like, yeah, the position of the player, because he never ceases to exist, occasionally can overlap with an area 2D for like a single frame while it's being either deleted or created, and create like a duplicate room thing. And I'm not like 100% sure on what the deal is with that, but I just need to tighten that code up. Probably put it on another thread. What I think will work really well is if I load up all of them in advance. So like rather than loading them up as you move into them, you will load them up when you walk into this room. You load up the connecting rooms basically, and so that way when you actually transition, it's going to be way faster, and also it's also going to be like probably less buggy, I guess. I don't actually know. Oh shit, 2 of them. Hard to say. I need to get this game out for testing, eh? Oh, you know what else as well? So I'm noticing with these encounters is that like this guy never triggers. If you're standing over here, like the area trigger for him is not like, you have to be a certain level of close, like, and then he'll chase you and you'll never be able to. Actually, he's not moving at all. I wonder if he's not like finding the navigation. Create a player on ready should be fine. No, yeah, you can do that, but then you have to like look at where this hole is. I used to do create player ready is acceptable as well. That would solve a lot of these issues, but it's not how the player works. The player just persists. Okay, so that secret entry is probably a little bit off. I like to have the player existing and just move their starting position. Yeah, I do the same thing. And so, yeah, you do have to account for some strangeness. Because it's like, when I was finding that he was triggering areas even though he wasn't in the scene yet. And it was like, what how? You know? It just doesn't make any sense. But, you know. So they loop, which is exactly what I want. So I just sort of want these to play. I guess I'm going to have to like create a script. I don't actually know how to trigger these in like the animation player. I guess I could just have them autoplay. I could also just have them auto-playing. You know what I mean? And then you set them up as auto-playing, and then as soon as you defeat it, it just makes them visible. That would work. You know what I mean? So like, how do I just make them play? How does this look? Probably like, shit. Threading can solve that. Yes, that's what I plan to do, essentially. Low key. I think it looks good when they're offset like that. Hey, Bone Circuit, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Is that a tank? Yes, it is. So it is a security drone. So the plot, I guess, there's not much of a plot right now, is that when you enter this like science facility, it's been overtaken by like a mysterious alien force, or like subterranean, I suppose, since it's like, I'm drawing on like Hollow Earth theory, like those conspiracy theories. And so like the idea is like the security system within the facility has gone like crazy and is killing everything instead of just killing the bad guys. And so the first thing that you come across is this big tank that wants to kill you. And when you defeat it, it's going to explode. But yeah, I don't know what that's going to look like when you actually defeat it. So we just need to like, do we have So we enter this state, and then I'm assuming we've got the animation player. Lambda OS, welcome, welcome. Spoiler, seagulls are the master race. Yeah, from outer space. Should we make them bird-like? I was going to make them like octopus. Animation player dot play defeated. And then I guess we just like have a... Well, what we need is like a final explosion, actually. So we need to play that, and then we need to cue, like after like 5 seconds, like play another explosion. Something like that. I reckon. And I'm just taking these from the internet right now because I'll replace them later. That's my plan, is to just sort of move quickly now and then sort of worry about it in time. Because we want to get the first iteration of the demo out so that people can start like, you know, telling me if it's good or bad. It's been like 6 months at this point, so we're sort of like, it's been a long time. So let's bring in another explosion, see what we can get from this. This is just another random one that I decided to download. Excuse me. Kind of small, eh? Static is on the mic, thanks. Okay, hold. Am I chipmunk or am I back to normal? Also, I'm really red. Why am I so red? Sound bad. How do I sound? Why can't I try to like get the stream playback? But I can't. The sound is fine now. Okay, awesome. We want oh no, Firefox is still playing. Okay, cool. Do I stream a lot? Yeah, I try to stream at least 3 days a week. I'm trying to also create content, so like that there's finding a balance, but like I also need to work on the project. So like if I'm working on the project, I try to make sure that I'm streaming. That's generally the goal. The whole idea was, what the hell? That is really small. Okay, so these are like appropriately sized. That'll do, right? Maybe I should check a few more. Oh, as in relief. Okay. These are really well done. Ooh, should we do like a mushroom cloud? You gotta be careful. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Fill up the entire screen, I guess. Oh, look, it plays it. I didn't know this could do that. Oh, actually, yeah, we could use this and then have it... what is this? 1F. So... add another sprite. and have it be like a final explosion. Yeah. We're using externals just to get the idea, and then we'll I have to do art. Like I don't really like streaming doing the art. I don't, because it feels self-conscious. I don't like it at all. Like the coding stuff I'm fine with. I love how Godot is like becoming the new standard for indie devs and even a lot of small teams. Yeah, I think like it just makes so much sense to use Godot over anything else. Like I find it hard to believe that you wouldn't want to use anything else, you know what I mean? I think it's fine. Like obviously it's fine if you don't like using Godot. Like I'm not going to hate on people for that, but like, yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't strongly consider it if you were an indie. Like it should be the first one that you try, because we want this to cover like the entire sprite. I don't know if I think my alarm's going off. No, I just can't hear it. No, it's okay. I used to use Unity. I think everyone started with Unity. That's like the first one everyone does, right? So here's what we do. We scale this up just a little bit more. Because at this point we need it to fully cover the character. All our pixel sizes are all over the place. It is what it is. We just need to get it to show. So basically, we want to have this one be invisible as well, I guess. You ever want to just learn shaders but get put off? Yes. I don't like using shaders at all. I'm surprised you like the grey BG of Godot, not changing the theme color to dark blue or dark purple. Yeah, I guess I'm used to it. It's like whatever. Okay, so that starts playing. We do that for maybe like 2 seconds. I don't know, maybe 5 seconds. Go crazy. Let's just see. And then we played this animation, which I guess we'll do for another 2 seconds. So just guessing. So after this, we make these guys invisible. Hold. This is classic animation shenanigans. Let's duplicate these keys. Ugh. Also, just my favorite cool low-file songs. Purple Cat is one of my favorites. I'm music by Game Chops. 5 AM Dust. Video game study lounge with no AI. I like that. Pretty sure the standard UI theme will be changed in the future. Well, they've been touching it up, right? It does that, and then it starts this, basically. Let's just standardize these. Maybe a big mushroom cloud at the end? Yeah, I think, well, I chose a circle, but yeah. When we do the proper animations, we'll figure something out. It used to be blue. Yes. I actually like this one better. Okay. So what's the snapping here if it's 2 seconds? Where is it? Final explosion. Right? Create, no. Is it the same after that? Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's just 1 second, that's fine. And then we key the visibility again. Pretty sure you can change the rounded edge in the editor settings. Rounded edge. Why do you Aussies say let's fuck some spiders? We're not here to fuck spiders. It's just a way of saying that you're not here to mess around, I guess, is the, you know, basic translation. Just funny. You prefer the new grey theme? Same. Yeah, the whole fuck spiders thing is actually, like, as an Australian, I low-key think that's a funny thing to say. So it does this. Okay, maybe this drags on for a little bit too long. And then it does boop. And then, so let's move this all back to like 2 seconds, because that felt like a little bit gratuitous. And basically what we want to do is just do like a little bit of a Texas swap. And on this frame here, where it's fully covered, I can't see it. Slower firing explosions and shake. Oh, screen shake, yes. We'll do that. That's in code though. So on this frame here, we actually make the main sprite invisible. Right? Yeah, wild. You're wild. The grey just looks like it's pre-built into the OS. You need some color in life. It wasn't you, NA Games, that was complaining about the grey background when I was running the game. So we do this, and then boom, and it's gone. How cool is that? Okay, so that's the animation that'll play when you're defeated. So we just play defeated, and then yeah, I guess wait animation. That's kind of gay. Wait, I don't know what you're referring to. Fucking spiders? Not particularly the color, but the plain background, yeah. Oh, that's a fair point. And then I don't know what we do after this, because there is a way of actually killing this off, but I suppose if the spider was a man. I don't know, I've never given it much thought. I like some color, no homo though. No, not the spiders, damn it. I don't know what you're talking about. You need some color in life. Oh, okay. You need some color in life. That's kind of gay. Okay, right. I understand the conversation now. I'm back on it. Having too much color. No, you want to have like good color. Someone click this one combo. I'm all over the shop. I'm all over the shop. Although I am very millennial gray. I'll say that in my day-to-day life. I have white walls. I have like a beige tile in my house. Chaff's into spiders, yo. I mean, like, have you seen my display picture? I don't know what you guys expected from me. No, I'm just kidding. I look 28. I'm 36. I'm so old. Maybe because I'm childless. I feel like having children like ages you. I'm trying to clip off Chef's career. Make me no, because then I'll end up like pirate pirate software, you know, like you get the clip, your viral clip, and then everyone starts saying that you're a fraud. And then I'll be like, yeah, low key kind of am, but maybe that'll be the difference. What are we doing here? Well, first you need an immense bass boost on your voice. Oh, I thought I had that already. I try to make that joke anytime it goes high pitched. But you use Godot, so you'll have people support. Exactly. I think his biggest issue is that he couldn't own up to the problems. Like if he was just like, if he just sort of took that on, I think people would have just left him alone. You know what I mean? But he very much like stood his ground. No, you wouldn't lie about working with Blizzard when he was a Nepo baby. Exactly. No, I've had a very fortunate life. I not nothing as fortunate as that, but like still, my life is not hard. Random assets is the slippery path to the dark side, Luke Shuffwalker. True. Yeah, I'm borrowing assets. I'm not even paying attention to where I'm downloading them from. Did you guys see Cake Z? I don't know if you guys know who that is. He went viral for that that clip where he made like a couple of $100,000 or something like that. It was a lot of money. He like checked his game on Steam and he had made a ton of cash, and it was a really emotional response and it went viral. But he got DMCA'd by DMCA'd by some random company for the goblin that he had in his game. And it's like, you just got taken down. I actually think like I need to learn Blender so I can build a course for it. Oh, true. Yeah. Like I was like low key, like he got DMCA'd or a goblin, but you can make an entire game with AI, and like as long as you flag it as AI, no one can DMCA you. You know what I mean? It's crazy. That's so greedy. Yeah, it's like, and he even like in his video, he basically said that he knew, like he just screenshotted it and used it as like a base template. You know what I mean? So like low key, I might be in trouble because like you can see what I've used as a base template, right? You know, like it's pretty obvious what I've used. The lawyers at work would be pulling hair if you did that in a studio. Total meltdown. Yeah. What, like if you pulled a random pixel goblin and then traced over it for an example? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think like looking at that and, you know, knowing that, I think I definitely probably need to like do a redraw on this guy because he looks like a certain other man that is definitely not Mega Man. So like if I want any hope of ever making a commercial product, I probably can't be ripping too heavily off. That's a lesson learnt for me. So I'm glad he posted about it. And yeah, like you're using random assets and it's like you never know like who's gonna sort of take that too seriously. I think it also like it probably depends on the level of success you find. Mega Man, if you had a hunchback, yeah. Winry, welcome to the stream. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's crazy that you could get DMCA'd for that. But hey, now you know. I thought like games were kind of chill. Surprise down the track in your income streams. Womp womp. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you definitely don't want to have to do that. Especially everything that I've done is original. Obviously I used a lot of inspiration. I think if I just changed the actual color scheme here, because the head is original, obviously, but the body is not. So if I just like change the body, then I think I'd be in the clear. Because all I did was sort of use the idle and the running animation as sort of like an idea. I don't know if I can play this. The run. Where's run? I'm going to get going. Good luck with the game. Thank you, man. Good luck to you too. So And this was before I decided that I was going to make a full game with this character. So I definitely need to like consider changing that, because it's if you look at this compared to the Mega Man animation, it's like a 1-for-1. But everything else then I did myself. But yeah. But I don't know, is Capcom chill? I watched Buffalo. What is this stream about? We're making a game, Winry. Buffalo. Is that a meme? I don't understand. Someone explain? Can someone translate for me? Also, I feel like I need more light. I don't know. I'm having trouble with the camera. I never know what's good. We have lights for days though. Anyway, so moving on. The boss. We're going to trigger this. So what happens when you die? I think it just like health emit 0, and then that on health container damage taken 0. Boss defeated dot emit. So we shake the screen, we play death effect. Okay. We can basically do the same thing. Boss defeated. We can just emit a signal from the death state, so the defeated state, and put it here, and then just hook up the exact same stuff rather than it going to health 0. So on health 0, we can redirect that health container's emission to
meow.
Meow to you too. How's it going? Don't you have school? On health container health 0, here we disconnect this method, and then we actually want to connect that to the state controller. And we can say that basically once we can, well, actually, you know what? Because you like, if you've defeated it, you should probably do like a direct override on the states and just go straight into the death state. So how do we do that? I've forgotten how this even works in the week that I've made it. Go to next state. Next state, I think, is the way to go. And we don't even have the next state. Next state equals get state stack.
It says TTS now, 3.
It says TTS now. Yeah, it's fixed. It's broken. It's fixed. I never know why it's not working, and I guess I'll never know. Yeah, like an export here. Defeated. State, okay. And then on health, go to next state. And then defeated. Okay. So on health container health 0, we go to next state.
No, in the chat, you goose on stream.
Oh, it does. You're right. It says TTS 25 points. Good night, Winry. YouTube is boring. Yes, looking back at the week-old code, and it's like ET wrote it exactly. I'm like, how do I do this? How do I interface with it? Okay, so go to next state is what we want to do. I think that works. And so here, what we do now is that says go to next state. We go to defeated, and then instead we emit a signal, not on health container health 0, but we'll create a function called on defeated. Function on boss defeated. And it really isn't going to do much except for emit that signal boss defeated, because, I mean, I guess we can shake the screen, but we're going to be doing that anyway. And then Q3, I guess. You have not started a stream streak? No. So we'll do on boss defeated. So we create a signal here. Boss defeated. And then so we await the animation finished, and then we will just emit that signal. Boss defeated, not emit. At least he has his ninja comments. Yeah. I don't even leave comments. I am absolute madman when it comes to this kind of stuff. On boss defeated, we're just gonna pick.
It's probably just Twitch Mobile being Twitch Mobile.
Maybe. Boss defeated. Pick. On boss defeated. Connect. Okay. So that is connected. And now the only other thing that I want to do is create a function called shake screen. So that we can call it during the animation. And we'll basically do the exact same screen shake as we've been doing before. Where to go? So we'll do that in this defeated animation. Although it has a duration, like this is a 7-second thing. So like, I think it's kind of fun to do like little emissions. Like we could have the amount, I forget how this goes. We could have this be like rand I, and then just, well, rand F, I think it's a float. And have it be like anywhere between like 2 and 10. You know what I mean? And then too many arguments for rand F called it expected 0, rand F range, I think it's supposed to be. There we go. And so now we can just call that method or method track. Shake screen. Okay, so we just do that. At like random intervals. Okay. Let's test it out. Let's see how we're going. There's probably something I've forgotten, you know. Can't see. Just go quick. Oh, I'm bad. I never get that. Okay. I can't believe I dodged that. Should be dead pretty soon. There we go. Invalid. Oh, yeah, of course I did. I knew.
I'm gonna to run away, have a shower, and get ready for school.
Go. Get ready for school. It's important, bro. I knew I'd forget that. And yet I still forgot it. State controller. Is that seriously what it looks like on a reset? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's better. Okay, second time's a charm. Should you have to fight this without any power-ups or with it with power-ups? Because I'm making it so you need dash, so jumping over it is easy, but you can jump over it without it. You just have to time it correctly. Lesson 1, English for geese. Lesson 2, hissing lesson, music honking. What? Okay. Dash. Oh, there we go. That looked pretty cool. but the game didn't actually end, so we're trapped in this room. Okay. Nice exploded. Yeah, okay, so that worked, but then we never exited out. So what happened? Do we not... The signal's not connected. Boss defeated. I thought I connected that. Did I click cancel instead? Okay. Try again. Here we go. We finally have like a fully cinematic boss. Minus the artwork. Okay. Check the game state, yeah. Definitely I wasn't emitting the signal. There we go. Incredibly sus. Oh. Infinite recursion in your script. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so I'd say this is a problem with the animation player. So what I'm going to do instead is how this is going is infinite recursion. That is fascinating. So basically I said at the end of the defeated animation to, and it's a long animation, which is probably explaining why it's like just hanging for ages. Like it really should just end there. It's a 3-second animation. So infinite recursion after that. So I just said await animation player dot animation finished and then boss defeated emit. Let's not do that. Let's instead just create a function here. And just emit the function from that. Can you emit a signal directly from the animation player? I don't know. Because that's not behaving correctly, so we'll just do that. And then, oh yeah. Happy days, and then just go save that. Insert key on boss defeated. Okay. Because, I don't know, yeah, infinite recursion apparently. I need a developer hotkey to give me more powerful weapons so that I can defeat like bosses quickly. The testing. Back in the day, you used to just be able to like stand. You could sort of like just kind of stand behind him. Okay. Infinite recursion in the script. Honestly, don't know what's going on here. Same error, just happening sooner. Big drone. 1 kill power up that never sees commercial release. Yeah, exactly. Big drone. On boss defeated. Camera feedback requested. 10.1. Apparently this is like... Boss defeated emit. Q3. Why would that cause infinite recursion? It don't make no sense. I need to look at the stack trace. Let's just make our base damage 100 instead of 10. Remember to turn it back. Let's look at the stack trace here. On boss defeated, on boss defeated, on boss defeated, on boss defeated. Okay. GD 37. On boss. I'm just calling that like a bunch of times. Why am I doing that? Oh. Is it because? Is it because of the health at 0 signal getting emitted a lot? Is that what's going on here? Like it's just going. I don't understand how this is different though, realistically. Dude, look at all these calls to it. And then it's here, boss defeated, .emit. Boss defeated, .emit. Is it because they're the same? That shouldn't really matter, but... What the heck? Well, it also says infinite recursion at this point. It's continually being triggered. I've never seen this error before. So the signal boss defeated goes to the signal manager. Oh, is it connected to itself? Oh, damn. That's why I didn't have it working before. I know what's going on. Yeah, okay, so that's the mistake I made. You know, I said, oh, I thought I connected that already. I connected the wrong boss defeated. This is why you need to like not name things the same. So there's a lesson in that. Like, I'm like, it shouldn't matter, but you confuse your fucking idiot head and that'll happen. So, you know, now you know. Also, I need to turn the fan on because it's heating up in this room. Dude, how old am I? Old as heck, dude. How old do you think I am? Look, I'll do. I'm old. I'll tell you that much. On the bad side of 35. 26. You're very kind. I think that maybe the camera's smoothing things out. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I look so red. Turn the filters off. And then, like, I zoom in. Hairline's doing okay, but I reckon it's like my theory is, and maybe this is like, no, it's just like a dumb theory. It's like the no kid buff. If you don't have kids, I think you age differently. You know what I mean? Kids age you. Although, I'm pretty sure there's studies that show that you live longer if you have kids. But I think in terms of appearance, it's not Okay, so I'm a youngin', thank you. On boss defeat. Okay, so now we know that that was just... Should I name this something else? I don't know. I guess it's like over now. It's fixed. That's no longer connected to itself. And infinitely emitting the signal to the same function. And I assume in the boss encounter, when this like starts, we connect boss defeated. Yeah, we do. Okay, easy. So let's hit save on that and try again. And this time it should just work and not infinitely recurred on itself. Didn't take long because we've got the powered up gun. Yep. Hey, that's much better. It probably could use some more like fanfare, I guess, but like it is what it is. Not bad. Okay, so that's back to working correctly. How many levels? It's really just the one level at the moment. We have 2 other bosses, so we could easily build out the whole thing. But we haven't yet. We're sort of just building things up as we go. So yeah, we're still building it up to that point and just like working out what we need. So like the last week or so, we've been working on the state AI, like the controller here. We're just trying to make it so that the AI is easy to work with, so that for the future bosses and future enemies that have like more complicated AI, we have like a system, a way of working with that makes sense, that hopefully I won't have a hard time understanding in the future when I come back to this in like a couple of months. But yeah, so we got the security drone. That's kind of done. Realistically, I want to reward the player with something, but I guess like, how do we do that? We could have it spawn afterwards. We could have it like just come out of the boss, or we could have it drop from the sky. I kind of want to have a cutscene here at some point. But like for now, I think we just like say that that's good enough and like roll with it. Something like that. Okay. What else do we need to consider here? Okay, so I did say that I did change the player's weapon base damage from 10 to... So if I have like a secret input, what have I got? I've got so far, it's got dev increase hit points, dev reduce hit points, down slam is F. I haven't assigned any kind of controller input for that as well. I need to do that. Because I need this to work with controllers. It's important. So I need to do those. But yeah, we were like, what if we had the button to like insta-kill things? I guess we make it like controller. It's a control like 1 or 2. Controller 1. Control Q. I just added that to ability. Yeah, what is it like? Dev power weapon. I should probably like put these in the secret menu rather than make them inputs. You know what I'm saying? Because I've got like the dev menu. Have I exhausted my F keys yet? I haven't. I'm actually, yeah, should I just make it like, because it's control F1 and F1, so I could just make it F2. Like, dev power weapon. You know? And something that I worked out that is going to be good for controlling this kind of stuff in case you forget is checking if it's in debug mode. So if you go to like unhandled input and you say like if wait, do we have access to the weapon data? Yep. Okay. If event dot is action pressed, and then it's dev increase weapon. What did I call it? Forgot already. Dev increase dev power weapon, and then you can say if os dot is debug mode is debug build, then you can say weapon data, and that way if I forget to remove it, is there like a base damage weapon base damage, like we can just make it like 1,000. That's probably going to kill anything. Just one hit kill. And it assign a value to a constant. God damn it. It's so annoying. Make it not a constant, come on. Do something cheeky like that. So now if I run this, I should just be able to press F2, and I should probably also like push a warning or something like that, just so that you know that it worked. Because like otherwise, how do you know? Except for the fact that it like just kills something in one hit. It still does other. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. It got triggered out of it. That's funny. But I guess you can't really expect things to behave normal when you do something like that. So let's just go to Weapon Manager and just say when you do that, like, because like you use the set mod damage function as well. There's a bunch of things that we can do rather than just making that a variable. But yeah, so here we can push warning. Dev power activated, and then push to string weapon data dot base damage, so that we know. Should we make it over 9,000? Hey, Fozzydon, welcome. Like do that. Just right in here, it's over 9,000. Ah. So now I can give myself superpowers and not have to worry too much. Unhandled input, it's over 9,999. And yeah, you do. And then it's like, cool. Okay, now we can test that without having to worry about it. Happy days. Dude, that is a long loading screen. I'll never get over that. That's fun though. They were always one hit. These things have like 30 health. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting. Easy done. Okay, so I want to do that actually with this, with the health stuff as well, just in case I forget, because it's a possibility, right? Wonder if there's other protections I can put in place to make sure that that stuff doesn't happen. Oh, I look at that. I've already done is OS debug build. Okay, so I thought of that before. That's cool. I guess I was ahead of my time. Okay. Easy. So I'm really happy with this. But I think, yeah, so what do we do with the, like, say we want the missile mod come from this guy. So when you defeat him, you get the missile modification because he shoots missiles. So, because like, I think one of the premises of this game is going to be like, because you're like kind of a cyborg, you can take what you've defeated from enemies and like use that power. You can sort of absorb it, but it's going to be like a chip, like I've drawn it. It's in the first level. This thing here, the mod chip. So like that's gonna pop out of this guy, I think. We do like a little pixel, what's it called? A particle effect? CPU or GPU? Create a variety of particle systems, features emitters that generate some number of particles at a given rate. CPU based one. Oh, let's just go with CPU, I guess. To make it like seem powerful, I guess. Emission shape is a sphere, and the sphere's size is like this, right? And then the direction, gravity, actually goes the other way, like this. And I suppose we put it behind the sprite. Yeah. Now the question is, if I move this around, do they sort of like, yeah, they follow? Because what I'm hoping for is that they, you know, we'll do like we'll throw it. And this is an area 2D, but in order for me to like give it some kind of gravity like that, I should probably make it a physics object. Which is kind of interesting in terms of a concept. I guess I could make a different version of this that is a mod chip pickup that has physical properties. You can always just manually animate it. Because we want it to go towards the center of the room. So in order for that to be consistent, to always make it land in the center, you would need to probably not actually, you would manually animate that. Yeah, but how would you know? So the boss isn't going to be the thing that spawns this, it's going to be the actual room itself. I think that just makes more sense because the room knows where the center of it is. It can actually just place it there. And we can probably do some kind of tween thing. Or if it's a rigid body, I don't want to do it here. I'll save this. Create a new one. Mod chip reward. Right. Then it's just going to have like a collision shape. And then it's just going to have like a mod chip pickup in it. It's actually going to be a square. Okay, I meant to type 10. Yep. I guess it should be taller than it is, but I don't want it to be wider because you need to actually be able to hit the area 3D. There's no animation for this yet either. It's something I need to like put in place as well for the player. But all of that down the line. So is there a way that we can mathematically calculate how far it needs to be thrown? I'm not very good at math. So like that's going to be the hard part. Like if you say like, yeah, this needs to go from wherever the boss is defeated to the middle of the room, then what do we do here? We give it a constant force. We could probably work out the velocity, but it doesn't, there's no dampening. You know what I mean? So if we like give it a constant force of like this, and then it's just going to go forever. Oh no, this is velocity. How does it work with rigid bodies? Does that eventually disappear? Damps body, by default the body will use physics 2D default linear damp, setting for any value to override area 2D. Depending on the linear damp mode, you can set linear damp to be added or replace the body's damping value. What, and that's like 10 pixels per second? It dampens it? Or something like that? I don't actually know. I need to read some documentation. What do we call this? Bosses rewards? Right. Move to center. I guess it's like, what? Set linear velocity? Let's read some documentation. Changing the transform or linear velocity of a rigid 2D very often leads to unpredictable behaviors. This also happens when a rigid body is the descendant of a constantly moving node. Changing the 2D transform or linear velocity. So you set it. The body's linear velocity in pixels per second can be used to sporadically, but don't set this every frame because physics may run in another thread and runs a different. Use integrate forces as your process loop for precise control of the body state. Okay. Interesting. So it allows you to read and safely modify the simulation state of an object. By default, it is called before the standard force integration. Allows property. Custom integrator property allows you to disable the standard force integration and do fully custom force integration of a body. I mean, at that point, you might as well use a kinematic body. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work out. Damps the body by default. The body will use physics default linear damp or any other value. Depending on the linear damp mode, you can set linear damp to be added or replaced. Default linear damp. But what does that do? Like, what's the mathematics there? If I set like the linear velocity, can I know how far it's going to move if I set that? You know, mathematically, because that's all I really need to know. Like, oh yeah, we're this far away from the position I want it to be in, so give it a linear velocity of this much. Smells like premature polish. That's a good point. Very valid issue. So then we could just drop it from the center, honestly. Give it a little bit of a bounce so it bounces. Although I think physics object might not be the best thing for it, but how do you choose? There's a way that you have to do this. Physics material override, and then you have to like add bounce. That's probably too much. Anyway, so yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll emit this signal to it. Body entered. That'll work. Connect. And then just delete it, you know. Okay, so we've just dropped the mod chip reward from the center of the screen. So that means that the boss encounter needs to have a reward. Boss encounter scene probably needs to have a variable for reward. We got one for boss. I'm not going to make this anything. It's just going to be like a node 2D so that it can be anything. And so on boss defeated, we'll spawn that probably at the center. Actually, do we have those nodes? We can create one that just comes from the top, right? Like come from here. Classic. So yeah, then we can just say, let's create a function here. We just go func spawn reward. And then we'll say basically, we'll say if reward. So there's a possibility there isn't one. Then we'll say for new reward is a node 2D is equal to reward dot instantiate. Oh yeah, okay, so this is a node 2D. This needs to be a pack scene. My bad. I was like, why isn't it showing up? Okay, so we instantiate it, and then we say add child, right? New reward. But actually, we're going to go reward point marker 2D. Dot add child. Okay, so there, that's we spawn a reward. So what I'm thinking is we do like another like kind of Texas switch on this. Basically, we'll do like kind of like we have a reward sequence for when we pick up health and energy, but we also need one for the mod chip. And so what we can do is we can have that happen and then delete the actual stage itself. And so like the camera will go back to normal after that point. Basically, what I find is like when you have movement like that, like, so right now when you walk into the room, obviously the camera gets fixed in place for the boss encounter. Then when you defeat the boss, it just goes back to where it was and it feels kind of weird. But I think what would work a lot is if I do like the reward sequence. So you pick up a reward, the character does something. Right now he just sort of like puts his arms out and but I think there's a camera zoom, there's some shake, and then like while that's happening you delete what's going on behind you. Perfect, and that would work well. And you can't leave until you pick it up, so that's good as well. What do we want? Don't know. Or the other option is like the camera always goes into that fixed position, but you just remove the encounter itself. Because like we've got this on encounter start point body entered, which is like this actually starts the encounter. But if you delete the boss enemy, like if it's like, I don't even know what's controlling this. I'm guessing in the encounters that's what's being controlled for the check encounter. Yeah, checking if game state dot check encounter be free. It just deletes itself if it's been completed. There's a couple of things I need to add to that as well. But yeah. So yeah, we spawn that. There isn't any sequence. I wonder if I can create that or make it happen. I think I'm trying to remember how I did it for when you pick up like health. What is it on the player? Like what happens here? I don't even remember. I think it's under... under UI? Is that menus? Submenus? Abilities? In-game? Energy acquired. Yeah, this is it here. Some of the points are a little bit off. 1 energy. See how this is like not in the right position anymore? Is this animated? Energy 1. Why is it? Two energy completed. Gather energy completed. That's the one that where you like get both, but 1 energy is off. I'm assuming. Yeah, what happened here? The Atlas got made bigger, I think. 240 by 400. Fit width, keep aspect. That is set up incorrectly. I hate this shit. Keep size scale. Keep size scale, and this one is set to fit width. Keep size scale. Okay, there we go. There's your answer. That doesn't look right though, does it? This is discrete, right? That works better. Wonder why that got changed. So basically we need something like this, but for the mod chips. Is there a lot going on in this? So we've got, like, obviously, because you can gather multiples on energy bit collected connect. So we connect the signal so that we know we've got it. Small shake. Camera feedback requested. Completed. Okay, pretty straightforward. So we just do the exact same thing for like a mod chip. I guess we could almost duplicate this screen. What about the health? What does that look like? Is it easier to work with? The background's a little bit more simple. What's the script like? Is it better or worse? Same. Small shake, shake screen. Plated. A lot of signals going on in this thing. But it is how we can do this switch, because basically as soon as we pick up the mod chip, we can go into this via the signal manager, and then like obviously the what's it called, the encounter gets deleted and you do this instead, and while the player is distracted by that, you basically change the scene. Okay, so we do need to create this. Save scene as. I guess it's mod chip acquired. And we can just remove this. And instead just have the mod chip. Set the anchor. Where's the anchor choice? There it is. No. A bit small. But we can make that bigger. Make its pivot point 0.5. Then just scale that up. Well, actually, realistically, what we'll do, we'll keep this simple because, like, it's probably going to change, right? We'll actually start this, not the pivot offset, the scale. Make it like really small. Like, yeah, make it 1. And then by the time it gets to here, this will need to be discrete as well. Do it like by increments of 5. $20. And then what we do is, when it gets to this size, also rotate it. So its position here, we key its rotation. And then here, its rotation is still 0. Make this discrete as well, because that'll work. and then go 35. That works. And then here we go 25 and then back to 0. That doesn't have as much impact as I was hoping for, but oh well. I think here it's meant to be bigger, right? You'd expect it to be 30. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so this one is called 4 Hearts. Manage animations for this. It's global. Wait, am I going to screw up my other scene if I delete animations? I should have just done a new scene. What's this called? Not heart. Health container? I think we're okay. Dude. Doing a little bit of dodgy here. Let's rename this to lowercase. Do lowercase. And then delete the rest. I guess I'll just do this in one animation since only one thing needs to happen. It's not that complicated. So from here, we can just fade out, right? Like it's fine. Have I done it? How have I done it here? Gather complete. We fade out and then we... That's it. What do we do? Completed. We emit a signal. We do a thingo. Okay. So we can just do background fades. Right. Right. I probably could have just done that on the parent object. Oh well. It's done now. Then it'll just go like that, and then we can emit. Call this mod acquired. And bring this back over, and we've got it completed. That's fine. Animation player completed. On health power completed emit. So we'll have to replace all of that. On health power up completed emit. What are we doing here? Do we delete this thingo, or do we something like that? So on mod collected, you guys can't see. This is not the script. We need to create a new one. Otherwise we'll be in trouble. Mod chip acquired. Create. Is the fox the secret mastermind behind the laboratory? No. He won't be in the game unless it's like a secret, you know. It's just an old character. Nothing like that. Are we out of time? Yeah, we are. We are out of time. I gotta go and make money for my life to live, as you do. One day. But until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. The new tax investment incentives for Australia will make us a desert. Hey man, I think it's alright. I think it's good for society. But they gotta pass the Senate first, so. Will make us a desert or desert? I need to know. Is it a desert or is it dessert? Because I mean, some of those startup ones are pretty good. But yeah, if you ever plan to sell your business, I guess you have to pay a little bit more tax now. Not a big deal. I think people overblow it because I find it kind of strange because everyone's like complaining about how, you know, they're like, oh, Elbow owns 47% of my business now. And I'm like, yeah, I suppose if you sell your business, is that something people do often? I don't know. I thought you made a business so that you could, you know, you could do stuff. People make businesses to sell them. I don't know. I guess some people do sell their businesses eventually. And if you're selling it for like millions of dollars, then I think it's okay. You have to pay 47%, you know, whatever. I don't know. Some businesses have peak time and sell on fancy restaurants, e.g. game companies. Yeah, I guess. Yes. I mean, it is just what it is. There's, you know what they used to say when I was at school? They said there's, you know, like there's something, you know, there's three things that are inescapable, although I can't remember the third thing. Oh yeah, there's three things that are inescapable. It's like life, death, and taxes. You're going to have to pay them. It just is what it is. Anyway, I got to go do some taxes for a company right now. All right. I got a little nut off. Bye. Don't be looking at spiders.